Dear friends, children, I'm very happy to see you all. And small kids, you are very silent and you are sitting quietly, calmly. You look like you are from Sunday school. Right? Why? Sunday school children, listen carefully without making noise, sit calmly, right? Can you raise hands, those who are Sunday school children? Oh, good. Half of the whole. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. You can say, if somebody asks, what is your name? What is your name? Okay, good. You must say, I am from Bandar Uttama Sunday School. Right? You must. Why you say you are from Bandar Uttama Sunday School? Why? Because you are not naughty. Right? If you don't come to Bandar Uttama Sunday School, you become naughty. Right? So you must come to Bandar Uttama Sunday School. Now I want to talk to your parents, your brothers and others, sisters. But before that, I want to teach you very small technique. Right? Oh, look at me. Smile. 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 When you smile, you look nice. When you keep your mouth shut, I don't want to see your face because I don't like. When you smile, I like to see your face. So always have a smile. Always smile. Then you become a good daughter, good son. When you become big, good man, good woman. Right? So always smile. Every day you smile. Okay? And other thing, when you sit, don't do this. I see you are dancing. Don't dance, I don't like dancing. Okay? You sit like this. Now, if you can sit little few minutes without moving your legs, without moving your hands, if you can sit, then that is meditation. You don't move your legs, okay? Like this. Don't move your hands. Don't scratch your hair. You scratch your hair because you didn't wash your hair today, right? Right? Am I right? Okay. So always smile. Right? Always smile. When somebody look at you, what you do? Smile. Don't talk. Just smile. Okay? That is good. Then you become a very good child. But one thing, don't move your legs. Sit like this. Like this. Okay? Like this. Sit comfortably until I finish talking. You listen to me, but don't move your legs, move your head. Don't scratch. Stay like this. Sunday school children, promise to smile every day. To always, when you see somebody, don't look aside. You look and smile. Okay? Good. Now keep silent. Dhamma friends, I am happy to be here today. 2 weeks ago, when I was in California, I got a call from Mr. Brother Chivat. He told me, Bhante, we have a program on April 2nd, would you like to come? I said, April 2nd, I'll be there, but April 1st I'm leaving from Malaysia. Then I said, okay, I'll make the adjustment. I said, I take part April 2nd program, then I will leave on the April 3rd. So I'm very happy to talk to the devotees of the Bandar Uttama. After 2 or 3 years of pandemic period, everywhere it has been the same. We did lots of Dhamma Talks programs on Zoom, but sometimes they were not successful because they said that they're taking part in Dhamma Talks on Zoom, but it is on, but somebody is cooking in the kitchen. No participation. So it has been a kind of wasting of time, everyone. So but anyway, it is good. But when I left Canada 10 days ago, it was minus 20, full of snow. It's too cold. When I came here, it was plus 30. And it was very difficult for me, so I stayed a little bit inside Central Temple. It's good that to see a lot of kids. I told Brother Shiva that I want to, not only kids, but their parents. 2,500 years ago, somebody came to Buddha and asked a question. The question was very important. The question was, what is the most important wealth of a man? I remember this same question I asked some people in America. They told me it is a US dollar, most important wealth. So you can say it is ringgit in Malaysia, but that's not what the Buddha meant. This man was asking Buddha, what is the most important wealth of a person? Buddha answered the question. That's a wonderful answer. Putta vattu manusana. You understand Pali? It's a man's, the best wealth is their children. Children. In the same way, for the children, parents, the best wealth. For the parents, children is the greatest wealth. A lot of people, they know that the children are very important, but they are trying to do their best to take care of this most important wealth in different parts of the world, and differently they address. The relationship between parents and the children almost non-existent in many parts of the so-called Western world. Why? Because they didn't have this message. Now they begin to understand the Buddha's answer and they try to apply to their life. When the children grow without learning basic important values, they are going to be a disaster to the family, to the parent, to the society. Therefore, it is important to take care of this most important wealth. The material world, gold, diamonds, all other so-called wealth, people take care of them with attention because they are wealth. But most important wealth, as said by the Buddha, the children. If you do not pay your attention to the growing children, they grow up without learning basic values, then that is going to be a problem to the family, to the society at large. Therefore, it is time to pay more and more attention to the children. This very important wealth, and also teach them the value of the parents. Value of the parents and value of the parenting. Why? Because I just said that in the Western world, the relationship children and parents in the old are not existent. I have already mentioned this story. I was in Florida one day. One boy approached me and asked me if he can borrow the phone from me. Asked because I want to call my mother. I was a little concerned. You want to call your mother? Yes. Because today is Mother's Day. I asked him, when was the last time you called your mother? Last year, on Mother's Day. So, he simply wanted to, something that he practiced long time, that means just to be in touch with the mother only once a year. Just by giving a call and say, Mother, happy birth, happy Mother's Day. That's it. Or happy Father's Day. Or Mother's Day and Father's Day were invented in those parts of the world to save this collapse in society. We are fortunate because we have maintained father-mother relationship, children relationship, brother-sister relationship. It's a great value. That's why one Buddhist physicist, he said, if you are born in a Buddhist country, if you grew up in a Buddhist country, you will never understand the value that you have learned and practiced that was taught by Buddha. But here, we didn't grow up in a Buddhist society with Buddhist values. Now we know the value of these things because we have imported from the East the values to respect parents, to respect elders. And these are very important part of our life. That's why you try to teach your children when they are in the growing age to learn to respect, learn to appreciate, respect the parents, respect the elders, respect the brothers and sisters, and be a decent citizen. All what you are doing is putting your effort, time, energy, wealth to teach these noble things. You have parents, you derive this noble practice from your parents, and you are teaching your children. If you fail, then definitely you will be regretting. There are instances, there are a lot of instances. Recently, one boy who went to Australia, he became a medical doctor from from KL. He went to study in Australia. His father sent him for higher studies in Australia. And just after he finished studies, just started to practice. He got a call from his parents that your father is dying. He immediately rushed here. And I happened to be at the funeral. I gave the funeral speech at the funeral. This young boy, son, the doctor, young doctor, came to me and sobbing. He couldn't control. Said, I gave him a few seconds. And with difficulty, Bhante, my father wanted to see me as a doctor. I became a doctor. But my father died in the same instant. I feel really sad. I missed the opportunity to take care of my father. Oh my God, Bhante, it's very painful. I should have done more to my father before I left for studies, but it's too late. I told him, it's okay, don't worry, this is something happened. Nobody can stop, but at least you realized that you have failed to do your duty as a young boy. He said, Bhante, I have not been naughty to my father, but only thing that I could not. I was not in a position to take care of my father, but I knew, I was aware the hardship my father had, and he sent me to Australia. And today I'm a doctor. I want to do, Bhante, how can I do? What can I do? I want to pay back. Father, don't let your children to be in such a regretting position. These are the values that we have to teach to our children. Parents who send their children to London become accountants and come here and goes to the pubs, come late in the evening. A CEO of a company in KL and telling me, Bhante, my son does not listen to me. I spent lots of money, wealth to make him a decent professional. Now he's professional, he's here, he doesn't want to work. I don't want to even have dinner or lunch with him at the same table. I'm tired of this. He has become more anglicized. But these are a couple of stories of hundreds here. Here in KL, the parents' failure to teach the values of life to their children when they are at the very early age. This is the time that we have to teach these noble qualities to your children. And that's why we talk about the Sunday schools. That's what we talk about, the discipline, the manners, values. If you fail to do that, it's going to come back after you. You will be regretting. Your children will be cursing. A young girl, she invited me for lunch dana to share the merit with his departed father here in KL. I went with another monk. It was about 11:30. She took to her high-rise building apartment. She invited for us dana. When I went there, I don't see anything, no preparation or anything. This young girl, and I asked her, where is the Buddha statue? There's no Buddha statue, some mask here and there. Then she said, I want to share the merits with my departed. I said, what is the merits? How do you share? What you have done? How are you going to do? She was shocked. I told her what is merit, how to do it, how to share the merits, and then she immediately rushed down and poured some bowl of soup. So we had it, and I gave another Dhamma talk, and I explained. Then she started crying beyond the control. What came out of her mouth? Bhante, I love my father, but I will never forgive him. I never forgive him for not teaching me these noble things. I do not know how to share the merits, but I heard I want to take care of my father, my parents, but they never taught me these values. And I will never, I love them, but I will never forgive them for not teaching me these values. Sooner or later, this has happened. So it is important to take care of your children. You may spend thousands of dollars for the clothes, for food, for vacation, but most important, these important things, if you do not teach, you have failed your duty towards your children. And of course, you cannot expect anything back from your children. Therefore, it is very important to send your children to the Bandar Uttama Sunday School. Take part, you come with children and learn, teach them. These are the things that we have to learn. Long time ago, I'm just trying to go page to page. Today also you are remembering your ancestors. Somebody came to Buddha and he has a question. His question was also very relevant. Some people, a Brahmin, who were a little bit proud, and he was really looking for Buddha to find certain answers to his question. This young man somehow tried to find the Buddha. And now before coming to see the Buddha, he knows Buddha is around somewhere. Now something going on in his mind. What was that? I am Brahmin, high caste person. Buddha was a Brahmin, high caste, from the highest caste. So why should I respect him? We are similar. I am also Satyagavesi. That means truth seeker. Buddha was also a truth seeker. So we are of the same mission. So why should I pay my respect to Buddha? But he somehow approached Buddha. When he came to Buddha, those questions, no, he immediately knelt down before Buddha and paid respect. Something compelled Buddha's compassion, serenity. Then he asked this question. My relatives, they are remembering their ancestors. Then, does it really work? Sharing merits and remembering our ancestors, does it really work? Buddha said, it is possible, is also not sure. He was a little bit confused. What is that answer? Then Buddha said, to those who have gone, if they are in a position to share this merit, if they were born as human beings, then they won't be able to share this merit. If they are born as divine beings, then they won't be able to share this merit. But there are certain stages they might be able to share this merit. Then he immediately said, oh, my relatives who died recently, I am convinced that they are in a good position. Therefore, I feel that there is no need of sharing merit. Buddha said, no. You don't think of only the distant friends and relatives who passed away. The millions of years ago, you have been traveling this long journey, birth and death. Birth and death, you are traveling between birth and death. In this long journey, you have millions of mothers, brothers, sisters, fathers, wives, husbands. There is always somebody somewhere can share these merits. That's important. Today, that day is also, we are celebrating, remembering our departed ones. Departed ones, we simply cannot ignore this practice saying that we cannot see them, we cannot hear them, therefore there is no proof that they will be sharing or they will be looking for this. There are hundreds of stories, research done by European and Western countries. They have come across certain stories, they are quite compelling. How these dead ones are waiting, how they share these merits. So this is a society where they never believe in rebirth. Now many events like these stories taking place in so-called countries are compelling the people to accept that there is a birth, rebirth. And if there is a rebirth, there is also belief that this is not the first and this is not the last. It's a long journey of, we call samsara, birth, death. And we have a varied level of the samsara. Then this man has, after that he was compelled, he has another question, he came out with another question. That is, he asked, where I will be going after my death? Where I will be going after my death? That's a very good question. Have you ever thought of that? We have been to many dying people to chant, to bless here and abroad. Some just before death, they get heart attack. They were going to die a natural death, but die of heart attack. Why? When it comes to that moment, we do not know where I'm going. I'm going to die. Where I'm going? My God, where I'm going? Fear. Sometimes beating against the wall, sometimes yelling, sometimes passing urine. And fear is such that man was going to die a natural death, but he immediately died of heart attack. Fear. It happens to you, it will happen to me. We are not exception. There is no exception. It is coming to us. It's coming to us. Sooner or later, it is coming to us. Why? Because that moment when it comes, we do need to know how we face the situation. How we face the situation. When we think of that, we all were born crying. When we were born, we were crying. Is there anybody who was smiling at the birth? Anybody here? We have never heard. Myself, I cannot remember, but if I ask my parents, definitely they will say, you were crying, yelling. We all were crying at the birth. But we are not supposed to die crying. That's where the Buddha's teaching comes as rescue. Buddha's teaching is, it will teach us how to live this world with a smile. Buddha teaches us how to live this world with a smile. That's what this man asked, where I will be going when I die. Buddha simply just dig the earth and got a little bit of sand on his nail. He's going to answer this man's question, where I will be going after my death. The Buddha asked question, what is more, sand on the ground or on my nail? This man said, oh, Buddha, what is on your nail is insignificant compared to the sand on the earth. Not even comparable. This is what happens when people die. Only a tiny portion of the population will have good births. Only tiny person. Tiny portion of the population. Rest, what is on the ground, will always end up in an awful, sorrowful, miserable condition. Why? Why? This man asks, why this difference? Then Buddha comes and says, Putta matti dhanam matti iti balo vihanyati attapi attano natti kuto putto kuto dhanam. Kuto putta kuto dhanam. Putta matti dhanam matti. I have family. I have children. I have wealth. Iti balo vihanyati. The uninformed person fatigue himself. Right? I have family, I have wealth, I have wife, I have children, I have property, I have to take care. All is loaded with all these problems. All these problems are heavy, heavy, heavy. So you are carrying a truck of junk. And when you die with those things, you are indeed going to have a miserable, sad rebirth. If we end up in a miserable, sad situation, it will nearly impossible to come up on that level. Therefore, it is very important to understand what is life, how to be happy. You're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day. But there's no end to that. Working hard. Just retire from a few minutes from the daily activities and think what I did. All what you did was for this life only. To pay my rent, to pay my car, insurance, my family, my health, to eat and do. But what you have done for yourself, what you have done for yourself. Think, 24 hours, out of 24 hours, what you have done for yourself. If it goes tomorrow, after tomorrow, after tomorrow, days goes by. At the end of the day, you can see what you have done. Nothing for yourself. This is the normal practice of normal people all over the world. And when you die, then you have a young man who was packing, go on holiday for 2 weeks. And he invited me before we leave to have lunch dana. He prepared. His wife was also not there at that time. And he told me, Bhante, I'm having these 2 big suitcases of clothes, my new unused clothes. And he showed me. I said, please distribute. If you don't use, there are millions of people who do not have clothes to wear. Share them. Then he told me, it is a good idea, Bhante, but Bhante, hard-earned money. How can I give this? It's a hard-earned money. But I tried to convince him that it's the importance of giving and sharing. Do this. Give some clothes. Yes, okay. He's promised me. He packed up everything. He went for 2 weeks vacation. And after 2 weeks he came back. He called me and said, Bhante, I'd like to see you. Then he came and took me. And he saw me 2 suitcases of clothes he has brought back. I said, what happened? Bhante, I want to share these clothes, distribute these clothes. But when I took them, I feel, Bhante, hard-earned money. I work hard. It's something is telling me not to give. It's hard, Bhante. I understood. Few weeks after, maybe a couple of months, he was suffering from heart pain. And then, after a couple of days, his wife called me and said, Bhante, husband passed away. Oh, I said, what happened? He went, heart attack, he died. So I tried to explain the impermanence, all these things, but I did my best. But after funeral, 7th day, she wanted to do something at home. And here, after a couple of days, she's calling, Bhante, something urgent, I want to do this, because I cannot live in my apartment. Every night somebody's opening where he put old clothes, he's opening, making noise. I can't sleep. Somebody is packing, unpacking. You see, attachment has made him in pain, in sad situation. His apartment will last 100 years, but still this man's spirit will be there. An attachment, 2 suitcases of clothes, attachment to that made him ever permanently in a miserable condition. So these are very important things that if we do not take, as Buddha said, Buddha matti dhanam matti iti balo vihanyati, uninformed, foolish person always fatigue himself thinking of wealth, property, family without doing anything. These are the people who end up in a miserable condition. You are fortunate to have the access to the Buddha's teaching. You are fortunate to have the access to the knowledge. And you are trying to be good. All that we are doing here, that you have come with the children, you are trying to teach good things to your children, and in the meantime you are trying to do good things. Never to end up a life such a miserable, awful situation. Share your wealth. Don't eat alone anything. Give to others. Smile. Talk nice. Be friendly. Then you will be happy person here and hereafter. It doesn't need money to talk nice words. It doesn't need money to smile and look at others in a friendly way. It doesn't need money to practice meditation. 24 hours a day, you don't do anything, and this will go 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 12 months a year, but you have not done anything. Just make a part of your life. Just sit 20 or 10, 15 minutes a day. Whenever time permits, sit quietly. That alone will be the only thing that will help you here and hereafter. Your wealth, your knowledge, your ability, all will be useless if you do not do this. Do good, be good. The teacher is the teaching of the Buddha. So, simple thing is, only yesterday, a couple came, and my daughter had a miscarriage. Father is telling what to do, and the daughter is crying. Father is sitting by side, and what we can do? We are Buddhist. I say, oh, you are Buddhist. Do you have a statue at home? No. You don't have a minute to pay respect to Buddha. How you call you are a Buddhist? If you do not know the meaning of 5 precepts, if you do not know the value of Buddha's teaching, how you can generate happiness? How you can convert your house to heaven? Lots of people fight, wife and children, husband. Relationships are deteriorating. There is simple misunderstanding. Therefore, it is good to know what the Buddha has taught us. If you apply the Buddha's teaching to a daily life, you don't have to be a monk, you don't have to be a yogi, you don't have to be ascetic. You stay as you are, enjoy, eat, enjoy. But be aware the limitation. Do something good daily. Talk nice to the wife, talk nice to the husband, talk nice to the children. Smile. And try to practice 5 minutes, 10 minutes of meditation. There's a Buddhist, very popular lawyer in Sri Lanka. The government gave him the position of the UN ambassador post, very responsible position. He said, that was a few years ago, he said, if I go there, I do not have access to Buddhist meditation masters. I do not have the access to the Buddhist teaching. I do not have time to offer dana to see the Noble Sangha. I gladly reject, refuse. I do not want. At this stage, I'm not looking for position. I'm trying to develop my mind. So, but there's no guarantee when we are facing the death. It comes sometimes. We do not know it comes. Let it come today or tomorrow, but you must be able to face that situation with a smile. Though we were born with crying, we must be able to face the death with a smile. This is the teaching of the Buddha. You can simply put 10 minutes a day, whenever time permits. Sit cross-legged, just observe your physical body. Whether without moving your leg, hands, or just try to keep your physical body straight. When you are able to keep your physical body straight without moving your hands, legs, or without blinking, you are already in a control position because you control your physical body. When you are unable to control your physical body, you are unable to control your mind. Vina kaya bhavana, chitta bhavana, nattiti. Buddha said, physical control is very important. That's what I said, these kids, sit without moving your legs, hands, and that will help them. That will help them to be a decent person. And then when you are able to sit for a few minutes physically under your control, then you will be able to control your breath. Just go with the breath. Breathe in, out, breathe in, out. Be with the breath. Now you try to see, if you are unable to be with the breath for a few minutes, you question yourself, where are you, how are you? How uncontrolled you are. How uncontrolled I am. That's the question you ask. I cannot even be with my breath for a few minutes because your mind is so scattered, running here and there. But if you can control your mind and keep your mind with the breath, let it be with the breath. More you control, more slowly you become, your physical body become calm, quiet. Then slowly your mind become peaceful. More you develop, more you are able to control your breath. Keep your breath in one pointedness. More you do it daily, even the people around you notice you look very calm person. Your talks become calmer. Your activities become calmer. Your movements become calmer. People see also the change. And people will begin, oh, you look calmer, quiet. That more you become calm and quiet, more you enjoy the peace of happiness, calmness. Then you will never be able to say no to meditation. It naturally born desire. You try to do that. That is worth more than offering continuously daily dana for 1 year. If you can sit for 5 minutes and control and meditate. This is teaching of the Buddha. Let me tell you a nice story. Queen Elizabeth just passed away. Queen Elizabeth hired the man 12 years ago. She hired agency and she told that I want somebody who can teach Buddhist meditation. But this has to be a top secret. Agency did it. They found a man from the Cambridge University who has learned Buddhism, practiced meditation long time. They selected few people, professors. The Queen selected one man who was from the Cambridge University. And Queen said that I want to practice meditation, but you be my guide. But it has to be a secret between you and me. That's the first condition. He agreed. He continued to practice. Every weekend, he has to go to the Queen's palace. Every weekend, he was conducting. And Queen Elizabeth practiced meditation, progressing. And only after about 80 years, this professor asked the King, Your Majesty, you are progressing so nice. We should let the people know that Queen Elizabeth is practicing meditation. May I let the people know, it will be help for others. Because when Queen doesn't eat eggs, people give up eating eggs. When Queen doesn't eat ice cream, people give up eating ice cream. When Queen changes a dress, people also change the dress. Like this, people follow Queen, they said. So what if I let the people know that Your Majesty is practicing? Queen kept silent. But only again, few weeks, months ago, this professor said, Your Majesty, your progress is so nice. May I let the people know it is a great meritorious act on your part if you let the people know that you are practicing meditation, they will follow you. Queen said, if you may wish. This man gave an interview. He said, I was hired by Queen Elizabeth, and at the beginning she told me that I cannot divulge this secret. You have to keep it a secret, so I did that. But as Queen was progressing meditation, so beautiful, I asked her permission, but she didn't want. But recently I asked again, she said, I can do that. So I'm doing that. She has been practicing for the last 12 years, practicing every meditation. And even before death, she's so aware. She was very mindfully passed away. A lot of presidents in the US, they are practicing. A lot of so-called wealthy people practicing meditation. And the man, he hung a watch in front of his office, and there's a Buddha back and forth, this oscillating, and he sees the Buddha always. And somebody asks why? Because whenever I look at the Buddha, out of all this business problem, I become calm. So I am asking you, not because Queen practices meditation, the Buddha practices. You try to practice a few minutes a day, a meditation. That alone will be enough for you when you leave this world. But there is no guarantee when we are dying. Children died before parents. Younger one dies before parents. So let it come any time, but don't try to die crying. Try to die with a smile. That is the teaching of the Buddha. What I taught you, what I asked you to do is the way to die peacefully, joyfully, happily, with a smile. It is good that you came with your children. As I mentioned at the beginning, wealth, the greatest wealth, the children. Teach them good things. Bring your children to Sunday school. Teach them, let them learn values. And you will be very happy parents. And then children will grow up. And then they will also take care of you once you are there. They will say that we are proud of our parents. They taught us good things. And we, with dignity, with gratitude, with veneration, we remember our parents. So you can be very proud as parents. Let the children also be proud of you then. The greatest wealth, handle carefully. May you all be well and happy. May your all expectations soon be fulfilled.